3, 2. Hello everyone, welcome to lesson 2. This one's for ninjas and tigers. Most of the snow has melted away and the sun is out, so I hope you're getting your vitamin D dose and taking some walks or being able to get outside some. Today Mr. Burton and I have a great lesson planned for you. We've got a fun warm-up that you get to do at home. We're going to go through some mosquito destruction on the elbows. We're going to do some core work. We've got some power stance ping pong we get to play. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we're also going to do something called power set. And we're also going to teach you a bear hug escape known as the fish wiggle. Parents, you're familiar with this one already. This is when you try to put them to bed and they don't want to go. We're going to cover that later as well. All right, so to get things started, the warm-up that we have planned for this lesson is called Animal Run. We already have 3 animals chosen, and we have a combo that we've assembled for them to build on throughout that. However, you can pick different animals at home. You can always make this go longer if you like. You can be as creative as you want, having them come up with different animals and figuring out you as a human, how you're going to navigate the space provided to do that. So let's get started. The first one we've got is the crab walk. We're going to do the crab walk. And much like last week's lesson, we're going to have a designated distance. So for today, we're going to go from roughly where the chickens are, roughly to where the pads are. And so what's going to happen here is Mr. Burton's going to crab walk from one cone to the next, whether he goes forwards or backwards or sideways. Doesn't really matter. You can let them choose or you can choose for them. But he's going to crab walk from one cone to the other, and when he gets to the other side, he's going to do a combination. He's going to pop up in a guarding stance, and he's going to do jab, cross, and then he's going to crab walk back. And then when he gets to the other side, he's going to pop up, and you guessed it, he's going to do jab, cross. Go ahead and relax, Mr. Burton. So that would be round 1, and I would have them do that for about 45 seconds to a minute. And then give them just a little bit of a break, not a huge one, but they'll need a little bit of a break after that. Next up, the next animal we're going to cover is the eagle. We're going to do an eagle. This one's very easy. He gets to lean forward at the waist with his arms out and flap his powerful eagle wings as he goes from one side to the other. Once he gets to the other side, oh, he's a fast eagle. I want you to wait at the cone like we did the first time there, Mr. Burton. He goes into his guarding hands. Now we have jab, cross, and then we're going to do hook, which is a big swinging punch, and then a hook, which is a big swinging punch, and then the eagle's going to fly back to where it started and do the combo. Jab, cross, hook, hook, go ahead and relax. And you do that over and over again for about, I would do a minute round of that, okay? Once they have their little bit of a break, the last animal that we're going to cover today is the monkey. Sound effects are always encouraged during the animal run. I don't know what sound a crab makes, but I like to do the Finding Nemo. Hey. Not the seagull mine, but the crab hey mine. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And so the monkey, he's going to be on both feet and both hands, moving laterally. Hands, then feet, hands, then feet. When he gets up here, he's going to do jab, cross like before, hook, hook, and then he's going to do an uppercut, uppercut. All right, and then he's going to monkey back. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Until he gets to the other side, then where he repeats this combo. Jab, cross, hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut. And again, I would do that for 1 minute, okay? Once that's done and they get a little bit of water if they need a little sippy sip, you know. Next up, we're going to do a plank challenge. Mr. Burton and I are both going to do this with you. We're going to time it out so you don't have to worry about doing that at home. We're going to see if they can hold plank for 1 minute. You can do this with them. It'd be a lot of fun. You can make silly faces at each other so you can get each other to laugh, crack up, giggle, that kind of thing. But we've got 1 minute that we're going to do, so I'm going to set my little Star Watch transporter beep boop beeper here, and we're going to drop down. Whether they do high plank or low plank is up to you. I'm going to do high plank today. Mr. Burton's going to do low plank, and the minute starts now. So, Mr. Burton, did your eyebrows sing you a song when you woke up this morning?
Yes, sir, they did.
What song did they sing?
The ABCs.
The ABCs. Let's sing the ABCs. You start.
A, B,
No. You go, I go. You go, I go.
Oh, okay. Wait. A,
B,
C,
D,
E,
F,
G,
H,
I,
J,
K,
L,
M,
N, O, P,
Q, R, S,
T,
U,
V,
W,
X,
Y,
and Z.
Now I,
Know my
A, B,
C's.
Next time,
Won't you?
sing with.
Mr. Burton only. All right, we got 17 seconds. So next up, after your eyebrows sung you awake, you went to the kitchen to
Yes.
make something to eat.
Yes.
You have a porcupine chef, as we all know.
Yes.
But he's on break with
Mr.
all
Rogers.
the things said and done. So what did you have for breakfast?
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal! And that's time. All right, so 1 minute plank. Hope you saw yourself all the way through. Don't laugh at us too hard. We're here for your entertainment. Next up, we're going to move on to our mosquito destruction technique. So summer's coming, which means mosquitoes. And mosquitoes are kind of like that joke. I read a birthday card once, and it said, you can pick your friends, and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. So if a mosquito lands on your elbow, you can squish it. If it lands on your other elbow, you can squish it. If it lands on your forehead, you can squish it. Just don't squish it if it's on someone else's forehead. Yes? So, as we practice this, make sure it's only your elbows that you're smacking and not anyone else. So, if we're facing you, and that's 12 o'clock, we're going to have our feet front to back, and I hold up my chicken wing, and I take my other hand and I squish the mosquito that's on my elbow. And then I'm going to take my foot, and I'm going to step, and then I'm going to squish the mosquito. And then I'm going to take my foot, and I'm going to step, and then I squish the mosquito. And then I'm going to take my foot, and I step, and I squish the mosquito until I'm all the way back to the front again. So we're going to move in 4 directions that way. Then you would switch your feet, and now you hold up your new chicken wing, and then you squish the mosquito. And then I'm going to step in the opposite direction we went the first time, and then I step, and then I step, and then I step, and that's how we do our mosquito destruction technique. I would practice the mosquito squish for probably about 30 seconds, just kind of helping them figure out the direction. And then what's fun is you can say switch, and then they have to try to go in the opposite direction. So let's say I'm working with Mr. Burton, and he's doing his squish the mosquitoes, and then he steps, and he squishes, and he steps. All right, switch. So now he's going to step the other way as he continues to squish. Notice how he's still squishing the same arm. They don't have to switch arms on this. Go ahead and freeze. Unfreeze. Switch. Freeze. So there's different ways you can make this fun and engaging for them instead of just kind of moving in the circle on its own. So after you've practiced the mosquito destruction technique for, in total, I would say probably 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to move on, and now we have power stance ping pong. We prefer to use one of these exercise balls. If you don't have one, we're going to show you how you can do this at home still. But what I'm going to do is Mr. Burton is going to play the role of the little ninja. He's going to go into his power stance, and I'm going to bounce him the ball. And his job, go ahead and scoot back to the cone if you would. His job is to say back off and bounce it to me, kind of like a set in volleyball. So I bounce it, back off. Nice. If he's too soft, the ball doesn't go anywhere. Back off. And then I kind of got to go get it. So we want to encourage them to be a little more assertive. Alternatively, if he's too forceful, back off! That doesn't work either. And so we want that balanced middle where I bounce it, and he gets to practice his back off. Back off. Back off. Now, if you don't happen to have one of these exercise balls, or a rubber chicken or anything else like that, you can take like a little throw pillow, or even a bed pillow would be fine. They have to catch it this time instead of just bouncing it back. But I'm going to toss it, and they're going to catch it, and then they're going to give me their back off. Good. And I want it to have that firm kind of force coming in. Not too hard, not too soft. You know, think of Goldilocks, right? We want it just right in the middle there. But now you can pass this back and forth. You can engage, and you can do it with them, kind of like last lesson where they get to see us and how we do it so they can start to mirror that and help their brain digest it better. You're more than welcome to do that as well. I would practice this as long as their attention will capture it, to be honest, but somewhere around 2 minutes I think would be fair to practice this to get good benefit. So now that we've done the ping pong power stance practice, next up we're going to do power set, and believe it or not, they've already done it this lesson. We're going to go in our guarding stance. Actually, as you were, we'll do horse stance instead. And we're going to go middle punch, middle punch. We're going to take this hand and we're going to go twisting, crossing that center line. and then we're going to go twisting, crossing the center line, and then we're going to do a hook punch, and then we're going to do a hook punch, and then they're going to go uppercut, uppercut. And that's power set. Those are all the punches in power set. So we're going to count them out, and whether you lead with your right hand first, or your left hand, or your left hand, or it doesn't matter, as long as you end up working both hands. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total pieces, and then they're done. And I would take them through that as best you can, like 5 times. I think would be appropriate for a ninja. If they're a tiger, I take them through 10 times. And then that's the lesson that we have for today. The last thing we're going to do is kind of a fun game you can play, but it's the fish wiggle technique, getting free. So if someone were to try to pick them up, their job is to put their hands straight in the air and then to wiggle forwards and backwards until they create space between the arms that are holding them, and they kind of fall out through the bottom. So if we turn sideways like this, their arms aren't down. This makes it harder to get away. You can't have your arms out, because if they do start to slip through, they get caught, and then they can't get out. So they have to have their arms all the way up, and as their hips go back, their head goes forward, and then we reverse forwards and backwards until they start to slip, and then their job is to get out and then run away. And that's the fish wiggle technique. How much your resistance you give them is all your choice. I would do it over a carpeted area, or somewhere that's softer than like a tile or a hardwood, just in case they slip through. We have the mats here. So if you have a softer surface in your home, I'd recommend that for sure. But practicing that fish wiggle and learning how to escape through the bottom and then crawling out and running away. And that you do until you don't have fun with it anymore, and then the lesson's over. I hope you've really enjoyed this session. I know we've had a blast doing it. Look forward to more fun and great videos from us on your training and to help you out with fun things to do at home. We've got some great ideas in the pipe that are going to be coming out your way very soon. See you next time.